Hello again and welcome back to the channel. My name's Annie and this is my creative detour. I hope you're all doing well and having a great week and enjoying your creative escapes, whatever you're working on. Now today is a mass make and I've been looking forward to doing this project since Christmas. And I packed all of these lovely cellophane-y sort of scrunchy wrappers away since Christmas time to show you and to make something with them. And you can see that some of them I've had a bit of a play with folding them in different ways. But let me show you where they're from. Before Christmas, I went shopping at Myers. Now, Myers is a department store here in Australia. And we have two main department stores that are a little bit more upmarket. One is Myers and one is David Jones. Well, I went to a sale, pre-Christmas sale at David Jones, and they had a sale on all of their Christmas food. I think it was 50% off, something like that. And I absolutely loved this Virginia tin. And it's for Amaretti biscuits. Now, isn't it absolutely beautiful tin? And I thought, I want to get that mainly for the tin, to be honest. I wanted the tin for the craft room. Now, it says assorted fruit soft amarettis. And amarettis are little cookies or biscuits that are made out of almond. I think there may be one or two left in there. Let's have a look. Oh, it's got a very good seal on it. Oh, there's 4 in there. So you can see that there's some that we probably need to eat. But it's got a really good seal and it's going to come into the craft room once we've finished eating them. But I harvested all the wrappers. And the wrappers are absolutely lovely. There's peach, strawberry, raspberry, and blueberries. And the cookies, by the way, if you're wondering were they nice, they're absolutely delicious. And my favourite one was the peach. So if you're ever thinking, oh, I'd like to try them, they were definitely a bit of a treat. I wouldn't spend the money on them just to have them at any time through the year, but as a treat at Christmas, they were lovely. But as you can see, I have 12 wrappers here. You might be thinking, well, Annie, what are you going to make with them? And I'm thinking I'm going to make some seed packets or coin envelopes because they're very similar. And I'm going to make some pockets. So packets and pockets out of the packaging. Oh, lots of P's there. So the first thing I think I'd like to do, though, is because the paper is so thin and flimsy and you can hear it, you know, like it's very thin and it's not going to withstand the functionality of it going into a journal and being pockets and packets. So I think what I want to do is I want to mass glue them all down. And that's why I wanted to show you them all before I did anything with them. I wanted you to see the packets as they really were. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off screen and I'm going to prep all of these and glue them to some sort of backing paper and figure out what I'm going to do. And then I'll come back to you and show you how I've prepped them. And then we'll make a few together on camera. So let me get sorted out, get the desk set up and figure out how to make these stronger. And I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back and it's a few days later and I have mass made everything and I also have some bad news. I did a lovely video for you where I made everything on the camera. I made a pocket and I made a packet and showed you how I decorated it. And then when I downloaded the video was corrupt. I couldn't even do a voiceover on it for you because for some reason the file was not usable. And I've been thwarted and unable to show you how to make it on camera. So here we are recording again, and I'm going to do a thorough walkthrough for you and show you the digital that I used. So for the cookie wrappers, they had some branding on them, and it was a Virginia cookie wrapper, that was quite crumpled up. Well, when I glued it down onto some digital printed paper, and you can see in here that I have used a digital print out of the digital download I used, and it's got fruit on it. It was just copy weight, but I glued down the wrapper onto the copy paper and it all went smooth, and you can see how smooth it went. They turned out lovely. Now the digital that I'm using is from Sweet Vintage Prints, and it's called Delicious Fruits, and it's got all different types of vintage fruit. You know, there's lots of fruit that I didn't use because they weren't in the cookie wrappers. But it's a lovely digital download with some really lovely fruit labels for you to be able to use as ephemera. So I will link that below for you to have a little look at it on Etsy if you'd like to buy it. And I bought it specifically for this project, but I know that I'm going to use the digital download for lots of other projects in the future. All right, let's have a little look at what we have. So I ended up having 5 tags in pockets, and you can see that I got into a bit of a process of how I made it. And what I did was, as I said, I glued down the paper onto some copy paper with a digital printed on the back, and you can see there's our fruit paper on the inside. And then I folded it and made it into a pocket and punched out a notch with my circle punch, and I used a 2 3/8 circle punch. I also put on some of the ephemera that is in the kit, and you can see that I've put a little bit of an eyelet on it and some washi tape. I used some craft washi tape and used the raspberry label out of it and put on a jump ring embellishment. And I've used some numbers out of Uniquely Creative, and the name of the large gold numbers is Boho Picnic Vellum Creative Cuts. Now I purchased these many years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and they were on clearance. So they won't have them now, but they do often bring out other numbers and things like that in their new kits as well. So you could head over to Uniquely Creative and see if you can find some. I also printed out one of the fruit labels and then just made a little tag for a journaling spot and put a little bit of that washi on it. So I was repeating the washi onto the tag, and it just goes on the inside. And that's the raspberry one. Then we have a strawberry one here. Now this digital is from Cara Brandon, and I purchased that many, many years ago from her. And it was just a leftover piece of digital that I had in my stash. But you can see that I used a similar layout. I'm using here the J. Lee Lou numbers. Let me grab that for you. Yes, that's J. Lee Lou metal tags, and I just have them and use them all the time. And you can see I put another embellishment on it, and on this one I've got a stamp on the back as well. So that was that strawberry one, and this was the strawberry one that I did on camera, but the file didn't work. And once again, I've just got a little bit of a digital printout and then some ephemera on it, and strawberry, a jump ring, a number, and the ticket on the front and the back. On the blueberry ones, it's got a tag as a journaling spot, and this is out of the digital kit that I showed you, and I've just got another piece of ephemera out of it, one of those little numbers from J. Lee Lou, and I stamped blueberry onto a label in my stash. And I think this is the same. Yes, it is. So you can see that once I got into a bit of a process, I just repeated that. All right, now I also have done 7 packets. So 5 pockets and 7 packets out of those cookie wrappers. And we have 3 strawberry ones, and they are all the same. They have some ephemera out of the digital kit on the back, and you can see that I've done it so that the label holds the pocket closed. And on the front, we have the same formula. So we have a ticket, we have some washi, we have a label, and we have one of those little numbers on it. So just let me show you the journaling card inside in the strawberry. So in the strawberry, I just have a little card for journaling on and some of the printed digitals on it as well. For the peach one, once again, we've got a fruit label and some washi and a label, and this is the journaling card for the peach. Just one of those fruit labels. And then here's our blueberry ones, and you can see that I stamped the blueberry onto a label, and this one's got a large number 7 on it, and then these ones have just got some smaller numbers on it, and they're all the same. Once again, they've got the closure at the back and a journaling card. I'm thrilled with how they turned out, and you wouldn't know that they started their life as a cookie wrapper because they actually glued down really lovely, and the decoration on them has turned out nice, and they're nice and bright, and they'll add some life to any journal and maybe some happy mail. So there we go. There's my last mass make for Mass Make March, and I've made packets and pockets out of cookie wrappers. So I hope you really enjoy those. I'm so sorry about the file becoming corrupt. I'm not sure what happened, but sometimes these things just happen and we just have to roll with it. But never mind, I'm happy with how they all turned out, and I hope you enjoyed looking at them. So thank you for stopping by today. I'll just let you know that next Monday's video, I'm doing a project share of all of the mass makes that I made during March. So I spread them all out and we have a bit of a look at them, and you see how much I've made. And I also have a little bit of a chat in that video at the end of what's happening with the channel while I'm away. So as most of you would know, I am heading away for a holiday for most of April and most of May. But I have been videoing you some videos, and I want to chat through some things about that and what's going to happen while I'm away and what the videos are going to be like. So definitely come back on Monday and watch that video where you have a look at all of my mass makes, but also we'll have that little chat about what's happening on my creative detour for the month of April and May. So thanks for watching today, and thank you for all of your likes and your hypes and your lovely comments. If you like today's project, give it a thumbs up. That would be wonderful. And I will see you again on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I hope you have time to make something fun and new. Thanks for stopping by. Bye for now.